Many seek the path to victory, but only one can stand glorious over all. At the old world's heart stands the Empire. Karl Franz must prove worthy of the Warhammer.
Welcome to another guide for Total War Warhammer. Today we're looking at the Empire Greatswords. Now these guys are veteran soldiers, as you can tell by the beard. They're old guys. They've been around the block. A lot of them started off as spearmen or normal swordsmen, and they get promoted through the ranks. These are the elite soldiers of the Empire army. These guys are heavily armoured, full plate armour, apart from some with stupid, ridiculous, puffy hats that look like whoopee cushions. But these, generally speaking, these are your hard-hitting, well-defended troops. They're quite expensive. They're very much elite. They are armoured, so basically they can ignore a lot of the sort of small damage. Like, they're totally going to ignore the pesky goblins running about and stuff like this. They are armour-piercing, which is the biggest thing about these guys. What this means is that they can go after the heavily armoured targets. Now, they're more of an anti-infantry unit, so you don't really want to send them up against sort of cavalry or heavily armoured cavalry. That's not a good idea. But what you do want to send them up is the hard-hitting, well-armoured infantry, because these guys will go toe-to-toe with them. So I'm talking sort of, you know, the big heavily armoured warriors of chaos or your Black Orcs. That sort of unit is perfect. What this unit is designed to defeat. So they've got heavily armoured, they're really good leadership, as I said, they're veterans, so they're just going to get stuck in. As with most infantry, they can hide in the woods. They're not too much of a decent sort of charge unit. They're not sort of the unit that you'd send away off on their own to do their own thing. These are going to form part of your core army, and what you want to do is basically keep them in reserve and watch the enemy where they're sending their elite troops, and that's what you want to go after, almost like a counter charge. You might, you know, take the charge with a lesser troop, but then counter charge these great swords into them. So they're fantastic. So in this little example, this is just a little skirmish game against the computer. These are some men-at-arms, which are cheap units. They're not very heavily armoured, and the great swords actually struggle against these guys. They actually start losing. The AI does have their hero in the background bolstering them a little bit, whereas I don't. Karl Franz is back a bit, but still, these, you know, for the cost of these units, you know, the great swords should be pummeling them, but because they just don't suit who they're fighting. So obviously we have to send Karl Franz in there. You know, Deathclaw apparently didn't turn up today. She was. Is it a she? Is Deathclaw a she or a he? I don't know. But the big flying griffin thing, he didn't turn up today. So we send in Karl Franz here just to inspire the troops and smash some faces and eventually get these guys to rout. But as you can see, this is, for a cost benefit, this is total waste of money. We really need to be going, like I said, after the big, heavily armoured guys. Infantry only. Don't go hunting for cavalry or monstrous cavalry. That's not going to go well. And use these sparingly, because they're not, you know, they're not throwaway troops. They're quite expensive. There we go. That about sums up the great swords. Check out all my other videos, because I'm doing every single unit in the game, and then we're going to get onto some more sort of complex strategies. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye-bye.